Greetings to all of humanity. It's really a joy, it's a pleasure, it's an honor as usual to be out here in nature and always greeting you, bringing this lovely message of emancipation to you, whereby I'm pointing you to look inwardly to discover that your true identity is your divinity. That's the reason why today I want to speak to you concerning Abdullah and Neville Goddard and how Abdullah taught Neville concerning the book of enchantment and spells. And of course, I'm speaking about the Bible. And many people refer to the Bible as the good book. And many people also refer to the messages of the Bible as the good news or the gospel. Now, many religious people normally say that God is good and good is God. No, they normally say God is good all the time, and all the time God is good. Okay? Now, if you take 0 out of good, you get God. And where I'm from, people normally say good morning, good afternoon, and good night to each and everyone. It becomes part of their culture. And many times I would jot that to their attention and ask them if they take 0 out of good, what would they get? Okay? And everyone believes that God is good. Okay? And I always say, if God is good, and good is God, then God is in each and every one of us. That's why we say, give that kind of salutation. And also, that God is life, and life is God. You can't separate God from life, or life from God. Okay, now what I want to speak to you about here, I want to speak to you concerning enchantment and spell, and what is really enchantment and what is spell, and how the Bible is actually a book of enchantment and a book of spells. Okay, now the very word that is coming from my mouth, they are spells, and they can bring forth cursing or they can bring forth blessing. And as you listen to my voice, it's an enchantment. And you can choose to come under this kind of enchantment, or you can choose not to. Now, what most people fail to realize is that each thought that we have is a vibrational frequency. And that is what Abdullah was actually teaching Neville when Neville had his desire to go to Barbados. So each thought is a vibrational frequency. And the reason for that, because we are energy, vibration, and frequency, and we are spirit having a human experience. Also, we are magnetic and electrical. And all these things that I'm saying to you, you might say that I heard them already, I know them. But I'm speaking from experience when I tell you that we are electrical beings. Now, let me just share a little experience with you. I remember one night, before I went to bed, I was meditating and something, and I fell asleep and happened to cross my hand like this, lying on my back. And all the energy got chopped of that which I want was to manifest. And the very thing I wanted to manifest in this 3D world, when I catch myself, everything was vibrating within my head of that particular thing. Okay? And it's something that gives sound. Okay? And all of that particular sound was in my head. It was was crazy. Okay? It's as if my head wanted was to literally burst. You understand? Let me just use an example. Let's say you was imagining a jet, say a private jet. The engine of that jet was in your head. You understand what I'm speaking about? Okay? That's just an example. And all of that was in my head. Because what happened is that the energy got trapped because I crossed my hand and it was going around in a circuit. But had it been that my hand, I fell asleep with my hand like this. You understand? It would have been going out. Okay, so it is very important that you know how you're going to bed when you're going to use your imagination. It's very, very important. You can trap that energy and the energy just going around all the time. Okay, let me go on to what I want to speak to you about concerning spell, right? As I was saying, Our words, they are spell. Okay? And they are enchantments. Because they are vibrations. A word is a thought expressed. And we are thought evolved beings. Our mother or father, the first had a thought before we were expressed here. So everything, it is for us mental, it is for us psychological. It has to for us be a thought before it can be manifested. So when you have a thought, it is invisible. You can't see it, you can't taste it, you can't touch it, you can't smell it, you cannot contact it by 5 senses. Okay, that's what it means when it says in the Bible, and the word became flesh. And we handle him. And most people believe it is speaking of a man 2,000 years ago. It's not true. Jesus, as a literal man 2,000 years ago, never exists. Jesus is an idol. And that idol, the name of that idol was placed next to the greatest experience that you can experience on the face of this earth, which is experiencing your Christ self, your higher self, your higher state of consciousness. That's why each and every time you call on that name, which is that idol, you're giving your power away. And you are in idolatry. And those that give it to you, they will always rule over you and control you by the choice you make, because you're choosing to worship an idol. You're choosing to believe in a power outside of yourself. So when you understand everything that I'm saying, you will understand that when a person come in a gathering that they refer to as church, and there's a man on the pulpit that call himself a preacher or a prophet or an apostle, and he's speaking to all this big congregation, he is putting an enchantment out there. And all the people who listen to him and believe what he's saying, they're coming under that enchantment. And when they come under that kind of enchantment, if he's casting a spell, they will come under a spell. So, well, let me explain myself better there. If he casting a spell of cursing, okay, they will come under that spell of curse. If he is in his enchantment, is chanting a spell of blessing, they come under blessing. That is why each and every time I come here to speak to you, it is to uplift you. Because I realize my purpose here is to bring value to humanity, is to uplift humanity, is to motivate humanity. It is to tell you that greatness is in you. It is to tell you that you can do all things. It's to tell you that the power is in you. It's to tell you that the creator is your imagination, and you're to use your imagination and use your imagination creatively. Use your imagination wisely. Use your imagination to create your reality, and do it consciously by being more responsible for your thoughts and your actions. So when the preacher bring the message to you and he's bringing fear, doubt, low self-esteem, inferiority complex, all of these things, he's bringing you under the enchantment of curse. So all these people, especially all these melanated people who so much believe in secular Christianity, they are under curse. That's why they will always be living in mediocrity. They will always be living in limitation, and they will always believe in academic education over their mental faculties. They believe in academic education over their imagination, over their intuition, over their will and their perception, over their reasoning. And they will be only vibrating in the realm of best memory. Because that's what education, that's where that's the place that education keep you, in the realm of memory, just regurgitating everything. So they're forcing so much a thing inside of you and just regurgitating. So you're just dwelling in the realm of memory. So yes, my brother and my sisters, the preachers have been causing the people for so many years and bringing them under spell. They have brought the people so much under such spell that people really believe that there's a man in the sky looking down who want to punish them with every move they make. They have convinced the people so much that people believe that they can go and pay money to the government, sign a piece of paper, and then they could go and have sex without guilt and shame and call it marriage. And they use the Bible as a book of morality and go into scriptures like Ephesians chapter 5 and in 1 Peter, where it speaks about marriage and husband and wife, and fail to explain to you the conscious and the subconscious mind, the masculine and feminine energy, the law of polarity, the law of gender, the law of correspondence, the law of mentalism, the law of cause and effect, and all of these hermetic laws. And so they create their own kind of laws to keep you bound under their enchantment, under their spell. They give you their words, their spell, they're bringing you under their spell. So the politician gonna bring you under his spell. Okay? Then the religious ones, like the preachers, they're gonna bring you under their spell. That is why the Catholics are under the spell of the Pope, and so on. Okay? And those who they call Father, and so on. And then the teachers in the educational system, they're going to bring you under their spell also. By what? Their enchantment. The things that are coming from their mouth that they bring to you. And the reason why they're so successful is because very few people fail to realize that we're born in this world in a state of forgetfulness, in a state of amnesia. And every one of us are seeking to know who we are, why we are here, where we come from, and where we are going. So me saying all of this to you is to teach you the motive of Abdullah teaching Neville Goddard what the Bible really means, and how the Bible is a book of enchantment and spells. And it can be a spell of blessing and a spell of cursing. That is why Neville says that he would never use this power of imagination to hurt anyone, but he would use this power of imagination to help anyone that need help. So he was using it in a positive way. He using it creatively, not destructively. When we look around and we see things that have been developed through science and technology, you know that it's people who are using the creative energy destructively. Why would you want to build an atomic bomb? Why would you want to make some poisonous gas? Why would you want to build all of these robots? I'm speaking about artificial intelligence when we are the real intelligence. Why would you want to say that they're going to be more intelligent than humans? And nothing can be more intelligent than us. We are God. We are God in flesh. And when you listen to these preachers, they want you to believe in a God in the sky. They want you to believe in a God outside of yourself. They don't want you to believe God in flesh is you. They don't want you to believe that you are the only begotten Son. But you are the only begotten Son. Your Father discharged millions and millions and millions and millions of sperm. But you are the chosen one. You're the one who's been chosen. You're the only begotten. Okay? And you are the one who have to tap in and get in touch with the Father. As within, that's why Matthew 6:6 says, you mustn't be like the hypocrites who want to be seen and heard. You must go into your secret place, into your closet, into your place of meditation, and speak to the Father that is within, the Father that is in secret. The one that is in secret is your imagination. Because our thoughts, we have them in secret, and then they manifest for all to see. That's why thoughts can never be kept secret. So my brother and my sisters, this is my encouragement, encouraging you to wake up and to understand that the Bible can be used to cast a spell on you that would hurt you, a spell of cursing. And it can be used to bring a spell of blessing, like what I'm doing here right now. That is why what I'm bringing to you is the good news. What I'm bringing to you is the true gospel, right? The gospel is supposed to be good news. But when someone is telling you about hell and death and some devil outside of yourself and some man who born 2,000 years ago, which is a damn lie, and telling you he's coming someday from the sky to receive you and try to tell you somewhere in the Middle East is a chosen people, and somewhere in the Middle East this man was born and his tomb is in the Middle East, and all of this kind of foolishness. It's utter nonsense. And that is what Abdullah was teaching Neville. All of these things is utter nonsense. That's why even Neville tell you, Anyhow you believe in a God outside of yourself, you have the wrong God. So my people, it's time to wake up and to get away from the enchantment and the curse that have been casting on you by these preachers in these mega churches. And let me just end here by saying, I'm so glad that now they all are flocking towards the internet and trying to do what they were doing in their big congregation on the internet. Therefore, very soon, they'll not be able to get the tithes and the offering the way how they used to get it in their hand. But it all will have to pass through the bank, because they will have to go through, they will have to receive their money the digital way once they get into online church and so on, and have to broadcast the teaching and the service through the internet. So we are actually in a new age, we are in a digital age, and Abdullah knew that this time would have come, and he was teaching Neville and preparing Neville so that he also would prepare the rest of humanity that is ready for this message of self-realization, whereby we all are pointing you to look inwardly to discover that your true identity is your divinity. So with that being said, my brother and my sisters, I want to say to you, if what I'm saying to you, if it's making sense to you, if it's resonating with you, then it is for you. Therefore, I'm encouraging you to subscribe, to like, to share, to comment, and to make sure to share this message with your friends and your relatives who you know that have been caught still under secular Christianity and they're still under a curse. I would encourage you to let them read Deuteronomy 28 and let they be honest with themselves and see if whether they're under a curse still, whether they are walking in the blessing, and show them that there's a man here and the internet is teaching them how they can come into the blessing. And who want to come into that blessing and prove what I'm saying for themselves, I offer mentorship. So I'm encouraging you to check out the link down below and you'll get the details. So with that being said, I just want to remind you that this message I bring to you, as usual, it is the single eye. The single eye. The single eye message of self-realization, of which Matthew 6:22 says that if your eye be single, your whole body will be full of light. And my brothers and my sisters, had it been that single eye has been awakened within me and open in me, and I come to understand when he says you shall change from mortal to immortality in a twinkling of an eye. What it really means, that twinkling of an eye, is because you are asleep and this life is a dream, and you would awake out of the dream of life and understand Psalm 78:65. You'll also understand why in Ephesians, I think, it says also you must awake, he that sleepeth. You will understand all of that, and you will understand the resurrection, you will understand the virgin birth. That's why I'm saying to you, the virgin birth story is the greatest lie that has been ever told to all of humanity. That's why, my brother and my sisters, after I would have awake within myself and ascend as a fiery being, and how the unholy when I exit my skull and became invisible, and understand the whole story of the virgin birth, and understand St. John chapter 3, and would have done a lecture called The Secret Vagina. It's right now, it's on Amazon Prime, and right now I'm doing the book. I'm on chapter 9 to be specific, concerning the secret vagina and exposing all of this foolishness that was taught to you. So I'm encouraging you to just wait. If you don't want to go through the lecture and you want to read, I'm going to get that book ready for you also. But let me end here by saying that is the reason why I always give you the symbol of the single eye, saying don't let anyone deceive you to believe in any power outside of yourself, and to deceive you to believe that this symbol is a symbol of some Lucifer, as some evil one. This symbol of the single eye is the all-seeing eye of God in you, who is your imagination, whereby you will experience an awakened imagination and come to realize that it is the rising of the S-U-N in a S-O-N, and that is the dawning of a new day in your life. And you come to realize why Psalms 84:11 says that the Lord thy God is a son. One son they have, one S-U-N. Okay, and no S-O-N could ever exist before the S-U-N. Therefore, my brothers and my sisters, you come to realize that the Son is the giver of all life. And without the Son, there is no life and there is no light. And without the human imagination, there isn't anything made that was made. Therefore, the Son parallels the human imagination, and the human imagination parallels the Son. Also in Malachi 4:2, you are told that the sun as in the sun of righteousness shall arise in you with healing in his wings. And that sun has been arisen in me. That is why I'm bringing that the healing to you, like Abdullah brought healing to Neville Goddard. Saying to you to use your mind power, which is your solar power, your sun power, your creative power, your God power to achieve your every desire. So that being said, I want to say peace, love you all, out.